Hey guys, Into the Stars, The Night Listener with Robin Williams, released 8 years ago in 2006. Listen.
The facts can always be altered when you're telling a story. But this time, I have to be careful. I'll lay out the events exactly as I remember them. I want you to believe this after all. And that'll be hard enough as it is. This one is called The Night Listener.
8 years ago in 2006, and he died on 8/11. 8 years later. Well, this is a pretty creepy movie. I mean, it's about this radio talk show host who's Robin Williams, and a kid sends him a book. The book that you just saw. But we know that Robin Williams hung himself, or at least that is what we're told by the media. Listen to this next part. He finally gets into a phone conversation with Macaulay Culkin, who plays the child who wrote the book. And this is a little bizarre, this sequence here, but listen to what he says.
Anyway, I was really impressed by your book. I want to wish you good luck.
So what do you guys do for Christmas?
What do you mean?
You and Jeff, do you have a tree and all?
Do you have a tree and all?
Oh, no, we're not that big on Christmas.
We're not big on Christmas.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We got this big old rusty water tank across the street and they hang a damn star in it every year.
They hang a star in it every year. Remember, he died from hanging 8 years after this film was released.
We got this big old rusty water tank across the street and they hang a damn star in it every year.
A star, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't face this way. Just lights up the graffiti on the tank. Here.
A star, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't face this way. Just lights up the graffiti on the tank. The rest of town gets Bethlehem
And all we get is Roberta Blows. I swear, big old red letters, Roberta Blows. I tried to paint it out last year, but it came right back.
She must really blow.
Roberta blows.
You okay?
And then he coughs, as if being hung. This is just in your face. Let's keep listening.
Kate?
Shit. Yeah, I'm okay. Gotta warn me if you're gonna be funny, man.
Sorry.
What is it?
Not done with you now, being a pain. Put up with exceptions, babe, and I like redheads.
That's him. Say something.
Hello, him. This is Donna Logan.
Hey.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but this cough is really starting to worry me.
Well, sure, I understand.
The cough of hanging. Now remember, Robin Williams would die 8 years later. Listen to what he says after the choking incident. Now we find out why the boy was choking. Listen.
Told you about the AIDS?
Yeah, he did.
Listen, there's some incredible drugs nowadays. They work wonders for Jess.
Yeah, we've tried a lot of them, but
He had syphilis when he was 8, and his lungs
for like Swiss cheese.
When he was 8, and he can't breathe because his lungs were like Swiss cheese.
He doesn't have very long. A few months at the most.
Now remember, the Ouroboros is the ox. It is the figure 8, the snake eating its tail. Now I want you to watch this next part.
You two seemed a little better than...
And there is the ox 11 on the top of the cab, which is 8/11. Now again, in this film, Robin Williams is gay. This is his gay lover. And listen.
Gabriel, for 8 years I was going to die. And now it looks like I'm not going to, and I want to see what that feels like.
Okay, so there's the 8 again. And I hate to keep repeating myself, but Robin Williams died on 8/11. You saw the 11 in the beginning of the film, and now we're hearing the 8s repeated over and over again. This guy, I guess, was going to die too, just like the boy who has AIDS, who was sick for the last 8 months. I believe it was the last thing we commented on when his caregiver was talking about him to Robin Williams. Anyway, let's continue. Here we've got the Masonic floor.
We should see each other anymore. Babe, it doesn't have to be like this. Yeah, babe.
I don't want to be jerked around. I want a clean break.
We're not going to speak to each other. Too old for this shit. Come on, Gabriel.
Listen, you ruined what we had. You're the fucking one who can't see the reality.
There. Now, the original statement by Macaulay Culkin would become the focal point of the entire movie. The star on the water tower, hung. It is where the boy lives, and that is how he finds the boy. Or finds what we will see if it's going to be the boy or not. He follows the mom home from the coffee shop. And we see the star on the water tower. Now, Robin Williams plays the character Noon. Noone. And Noon sounds like and looks like noose. Now, this is pretty crazy. Doubt arises in the mind of Robin Williams that this boy may not be who he says he is. So he decides he's going to go out and visit him. So he pulls up the letter that the boy sent. Now, I looked up Henschke. There is no Henschke person on Google. The zip code is actually not real. It's 23144. But it's interesting because Montgomery, Wisconsin, so you have your 44 here, not a real zip code. Montgomery, Wisconsin is in fact on the 88th meridian. This is Montgomery, Wisconsin. And you'll notice the street name's 88th Street here on the 88th meridian. Here's 88th Place, 88th Street. Now, Robin Williams' address is Pirandello Place. And remember, he died at age 63. So we have the 93 there. 9 and 6 are the same. Pirandello, this is how we know 9 and 6 are the same because it always is, actually harbored thoughts of suicide. And this is Pirandello. This is the first Pirandello that came up on a search for Pirandello. And he died at age 69. So there's your 6 and your 9 telling you to flip this over. Pirandello flipped the 6 to a 9, a 9 to a 6, and that's 63, the age that he would die. Here's the 11, but you really can't draw that conclusion because it's got the 5 with it. And again, Pirandello died in 1936. So that's your 63 backwards. So we get the perfect mirror here between this Pirandello character and Robin Williams' letter here. So died in 1936 at age 69, wanted to commit suicide. Williams died, so you flip the 9 to a 6, that's 63, Pirandello, suicide, and he also died at 36, or in 1936. So it's all there, encoded in this address of Robin Williams in this movie. Now there's always a ringer, no pun intended, the slam dunk of all slam dunks when it comes to decoding these movies. Listen.
Hello?
Your story doesn't have an ending, Gabriel. I'm at the Hudson Plaza Motel at JFK. Room 142.
Now, there are 142 days left until the end of the year. You just heard her say room 142 after August 11th, the day that he would die 8 years later. Now, when I did a search on the Plaza Motel, this is the only location that came up. It seems to match the scene, but it is not at JFK Airport. But it is on Highway 440. And there's our 44 again. Remember, we saw Robin Williams on the cover of Entertainment Weekly with an 88 on the cover, and we had all the other 88 references. 8 times 11 is 88, and it goes on and on and on. See my video on all the evidence is in, somebody call a lawyer for Robin Williams, and it will explain you in detail all the other information that has come. But it just keeps coming, you guys, and that's why we're doing this follow-up video. So JFK International Airport is close by, but it's across the river in the bay. So it's on the other side of, I guess this is New York. This is JFK International Airport. So it's 5. So he goes into room 142, and of course he finds a rabbit and a videotape. And then we get the Vulcan handshake, the Nanu Nanu reference. And listen to the final scene.
As for Pete, there's a line in The Velveteen Rabbit that reads, "Real isn't how you're made. It's the thing that happens to you."
The Velveteen Rabbit is this children's story. Now, it was published in 1922, and it's about a rabbit that becomes real. But the first film adaptation took place in 1973. And here's the final reference, the 1973 March 29th reference. The place where he would die, County Service Area number 29 on the 37th parallel, and also in the 3rd Senate District. So we have our 3, 29, and 73. Unbelievable. And here's the closing scene. Watch. Now, at the time that this film took place, that boy would have been 28 years old, 2006. 8 years later, he would be 36. And this is the year that Robin Williams died, at 63. 36, 63. Take care and be safe, you guys.